Hi, gang. Mikey D here. And if I were king, any member of the legislature who introduces or votes for a bill that thwarts the will of the voters on a citizen initiated constitutional amendment that passed at the ballot box would be subject to immediate recall. And if they lost, they'd be banned for life for running for any state office. First, a little background on the issue. Florida allows citizens who feel that the elected officials in Tallahassee are ignoring issues important to the majority of the voters, take measures into their own hands, and get laws on the ballot if enough people sign a petition. It used to take just a simple majority, but the legislature didn't like the common folk like you and me making laws, even if that was the will of the voters. So the elected officials, who think they are much smarter than we are, changed the rules to require a 60% vote to pass a constitutional amendment. Ironically, that vote didn't reach the 60% threshold, but it became law. And now here's the problem. Even if citizens vote to change state law, the legislature has to write the bill, and all too often they ignore what the voters want. For example, medical marijuana passed by more than 71%, but the legislature is relying on opponents who spent millions to defeat the measure to craft the language of the bill. The amendment making it easier for private companies to install solar passed by almost 73%, but the bill the lawmakers are considering has verbatim language written by Florida Power and Light, one of the big-time utilities, that fought the amendment. The amendment to spend state money on water and land conservation is a farce, as funds are being diverted by the legislature for other purposes. The Fair Districts Amendment cost taxpayers $11 million in legal fees as the legislature once again ignored the will of the people and crafted a law to protect their butts and their seats in the House or the Senate. And now there is a push in Tallahassee to change the class size amendment and use some kind of voodoo math to count the number of students in a class. Is there any wonder why people are upset with politicians and say the system is broken? Don't these people in Tallahassee get it? They work for us. And while I'm sure the lawmakers would find a way to ignore my political death penalty if it ever became law, I would subject every lawmaker to recall if he or she ignores the will of the people on a constitutional amendment and prohibit them again from running for a state office ever if I were king. I'm Mike Deason.